Okay, welcome back. Um, we will be looking at difference quotient. So what is the difference quotient? Um, so this quantity for a function f, f of a plus h minus f of a divided by h for a fixed a here is called the difference quotient for the function f, and the limit of that is an important limit, um, which we will see when we define derivatives. Assuming that, so here, of course, we are assuming that f is defined in an open interval centered at the number a. So let's say I have the function f of x is equal to 7 minus 2x. Then I want to find the limit of this difference quotient f of 4 plus h minus f of 4 divided by h. So here a is 4, and we're taking the limit as h goes to 0. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, we plug in f of 4 and f of 4 plus h. Well, this function is what? Well, given an input x, the output is 7 minus 2 times the input x. So the way you want to view this is how do you compute the output given an input? Given the input, the output is 7 minus 2 times the input. Well, if the input is 4 plus h, then what would be the output? If the input is 4 plus h, then the output would be 7 minus 2 times the input 4 plus h. So you get 7 minus 2 times the input 4 plus h, minus f of 4 would be 7 minus 2 times 4. So divided by h here. So now all we do is just do some algebra and we clean out the numerator. So we write 7 minus 8 minus 2h here, minus 7 minus 8 here. Notice that we get minus 8 here, and then here we get minus 8 would be plus 8. So they cancel out. I have a minus 7 here. That's going to cancel out the positive 7 here. And so we will be left with what? So 7 and 8, they cancel out. We are left with negative 2h in the numerator, and then we get h here. So then h's cancel out. We get the limit of negative 2 as h goes to 0. Well, that's going to be negative 2. Here I have f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 10. So here notice that the way you compute the value of this function is that you take 3 times the square of the input minus 10. So what is the limit as h goes to 0 of the difference quotient f of 5 plus h minus f of 5 divided by h? Well, this is equal to the limit as h goes to 0. Well, now I have to plug in f of 5 plus h and f of 5. Well, what is f of 5 plus h? Well, it will be 3 times the square of the input 5 plus h minus 10. Minus f of 5 would be 3 times the input 5 squared minus 10. Okay, once again, we just have to do algebra and clean out this numerator here. So here, if we multiply out 5 plus h squared, we get 25 plus 10h plus h squared. So I still have the 3 and the negative 10 here. And here I get 25 times 3 minus 10. Let's multiply out here. We get 3 times 25, 75, 30h and 3h squared minus 10. Here we get negative 75 and plus 10. Okay, now we see that we can cancel out 75. We can cancel out the 10. So we're left with 30h plus 3h squared, where we can factor out h and get 30 plus 3h. So we have 3h times 30 plus 3h, so we can cancel out the h here, and we get the limit of 30 plus 3h. Because h goes to 0, then we get 30. Okay, one more difference quotient exercise here. So here we have the function f of x is equal to 2 over x. So the function is computed by dividing 2. So it is 2 divided by the input, right? So the value of the function is 2 divided by the input. Okay, so if I want to look at the limit of the difference quotient f of 3 plus h minus f of 3 over h. Okay, what is f of 3 plus h? Well, it is going to be 2 divided by the input 3 plus h, minus f of 3 would be 2 divided by 3. Okay, we can rewrite this quotient as f as 2 over 3 plus h minus 2 over 3 multiplied by 1 over h. Now this here we can combine these two fractions into one. So here the common denominator would be 3 times 3 plus h, and then we get 2 times 3 minus 2 times 3 plus h. So 2 times 3 minus 2 times 3 plus h over 3 times 3 plus h. And we have to clean up the numerator here. So we get 6 minus 6 minus h minus 2h. 6 cancels out. So far what we get is that this limit here that we started with is equal to this limit here, and then we get the limit of negative 2h divided by 3 times 3 plus h times this h here, and then h's cancel out, and we get the limit of negative 2 divided by this. Because h goes to 0 now, we get negative 2 over 3 times 3 plus 0, which is negative 2 over 9, and that's the limit. Okay, so that's the end of section, the beginning section on limits. We will be doing more on limits in the videos that are coming. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next section.